In the last video, you will understand some of the important index numbers which are used by the government to determine various policy measures. Some of these are consumer price index numbers, wholesale price index, industrial production, agricultural production index, Sensex, and so on. But the focus here would be on finding consumer price index number, industrial production index number, and finding inflation rate. So let's begin. Hello everyone. So far you have understood calculation of unweighted index numbers and weighted index numbers by two methods in each case, that is aggregative method and price relative method. Now we shall focus on some of the very important and relevant index numbers. Some of the important index numbers are, first is consumer price index number. These are constructed to measure effects of changes in prices of goods and services on the real income, that is the purchasing power of people during a given period of time related to base year. Next is wholesale price index. It indicates the changes in the general price level. Unlike consumer price index, it does not have any reference consumer category. So it does not include items pertaining to various services like repairing, etc. Wholesale price index numbers are relevant because it helps in forecasting the demand and supply conditions of commodities in the economy and helps us to understand monetary and real value of macro aggregates like national income, national output, total employment, and so on. The wholesale price index is generally used to calculate the rate of inflation in the country. Next is industrial production index. It measures changes in the level of industrial production comprising many industries and includes the production of the public and the private sector. So it is a weighted average of quantity relatives. This is designed to measure increase or decrease in the output of some industries. Hence, it is a quantity index which measures changes in the quantity of production. Next is agricultural production index. It is a weighted average of quantity relatives. It measures the changes in the agricultural production. Next is Sensex, that is the sensitive index, and hence by Sensex one can find the changes in the share prices which reflects the value of wealth of the shareholders. The rise in Sensex reflects the good health of the economy in general, whereas fall in index shows that all is not well with the health of the economy, and the investors may find it hard to decide whether to invest or not. And finally, it is inflation. It can be estimated through, as I explained, wholesale price index. We shall concentrate on consumer price index, on industrial production index, and finding inflation. Consumer price index can be calculated by two methods. First one is aggregative expenditure method called as cost of living index. Second is family budget method called as cost of living index. Now the formula for aggregative method is sigma P1 Q1 divided by sigma P0 Q0 into 100. For family budget method, it is price relative method, that is summation of price relatives multiplied by weights divided by summation of weights. Now have a look at this illustration. you need to compute the cost of living index numbers using an aggregative expenditure method and the family budget method. Information provided is of different commodities like wheat, rice, pulses, ghee, sugar, oil, fuel, and clothing. Unit consumption in the base year is given. Prices that prevailed in the base year is given. Prices that prevail in the current year are given. So let us find out the consumer price index. So to find the solution, you need to prepare a table with 6 columns. First column is commodities. Second column is quantities in the base year. Third column price in the base year. Fourth column price in the current year. Then next column is finding P1 Q0. Last column is finding P0 Q0. Let us have a look at P1 Q0 first. P1 is 5.50 for wheat and Q0 is 250 for the same commodity. By multiplying the two, we get P1 Q0 for wheat as 1375. And then one can find P0 Q0, that would be prices of the base year, which was 5 for wheat only, and quantity is 250. So 250 multiplied by 5, you get 1250. Similarly, you can find P1 Q0 and P0 Q0 for each commodity. And finally, have the summation of P1 Q0, which is 5725 in this case, have the summation of P0 Q0, which is 4680. Then apply the formula, substitute the values, calculate, and you get answer as 122.3, implying there has been an increase in prices by 22.3%. Now have a look at the family budget method with the same information. Now here you need to find R, which is the price relative, that is P1 by P0 into 100, and then W, which are the weights, that is P0 Q0, and then multiply R and W. So let us first find out for the first commodity, wheat, P1 P0 multiplied by 100. P1 is 5.50 divided by 5 into 100, you get 110. And then for weights P0 Q0, it is 5 multiplied by 250 and you get 1250. Then you need to multiply P0 Q0 with R, that is 110 into 1250, and you get 1,37,500. In the similar manner, you have to find R, W and RW for each commodity. So complete the series like this. Finally, you need to have summation of W, which is 4680, summation of RW, which is 5,72,418. Apply the formula sigma RW by sigma W, substitute the values and find out. The answer is 122.3. That is an increase in prices by 22.3%. Now have a look at this illustration. Here you need to find index of industrial production for steel industry, textiles, electronics and metal industry, where output of these industries for the base year is given, output in the current year is given, and weights are also given. Now have a look at the solution. For that, table is prepared with 6 columns. First column industries, second column quantity produced in the base year, third column quantity produced in the current year, fourth column weights are given, fifth column you need to find out, that is quantity relative Q1 by Q0 into 100, and the last column also you need to find out, that is sigma weights, which is Q1 by Q0 into 100 multiplied by weights. So let us have a look at the first industry. For quantity relative, Q1 by Q0 into 100, which is 260 divided by 130 into 100, and you get answer as 200. And for sigma weights into relatives, you have already found quantity relative as 200. This multiplied by weight, that is 30 multiplied by 200, and you get 6000. In the same manner, you find quantity relative and quantity relative multiplied by weight for each industry, and in the end have the summation of weights, have the summation of quantity relatives, which is in this case 22,500. Apply the formula, summation of weights into quantity relative divided by summation of weights, which is 22,500 divided by 100, it is 225. So the change in industrial production is by 225. Now let us understand how do we find inflation. Now if the wholesale price index for week 1 is 900 and week 2 is 990, calculate the weekly rate of inflation. So here T is 990 and T minus 1 is 900. So we shall apply the formula R is equal to XT minus 1 divided by XT minus 1 into 100. XT is 990 and XT minus 1 is 900. 990 minus 900 divided by 900 into 100, and we find it is 10%. So the interpretation is, with the change in price from 900 to 990, the inflation has increased by 10%. I hope you have understood the important index numbers, that is consumer price index, that is wholesale price index, industrial production index, and inflation rate. With this, the explanation on index numbers gets complete. Also, the entire syllabus of statistics is complete. Practice as much as you can to have a complete grasp over all the concepts. So, shall meet you next time in my next series of the videos. Till then, goodbye and thank you. To learn more, visit our website and enroll in our courses to master economics and get a higher score in CBSE and CUET examination. With our current introductory offer, you can enroll in each of the courses for just Rs 999. So, seize the opportunity and join before the introductory offer expires. Like, share and subscribe to EcoStudies channel. Also, drop a comment. See you in the next session for another concept. Thank you.